Sporting Kansas City roared to the top of the Western Conference with a commanding 4-1 victory over Minnesota United FC on Sunday night at sold-out Children's Mercy Park. Daniel Salloi's sublime opener set the stage for a dominant win that included further goals from Cristian Lobato, Diego Rubio and 19-year-old Wan Kuzain Wan Kamal, who became the second youngest Kansas City player to score in an MLS regular season match. The result lifts Sporting KC 8-4, 28 points, 2 points clear of FC Dallas at the top of the West, while Minnesota 5-8-1, 16 points, remains in ninth place after suffering a third defeat in as many visits to Children's Mercy Park dating back to last season. Sunday marked the first time in Sporting KC history that two homegrown players, Salloi and Kuzain, scored in the same match. The evening also saw captain Matt Besler reach a momentous milestone, logging his 240th regular season appearance to tie Davy Arnaud for first place on Sporting KC's all-time charts. A combination of injury and international duty prompted manager Peter Vermes to make two attacking changes to his starting 11 from last Sunday's scoreless draw with Columbus Crew SC. Kiri Shelton was sidelined with a thigh ailment and Johnny Russell missed out after featuring for the Scotland men's national team on Saturday night in Mexico City. In their absence, Daniel Salloi stepped into the center-forward role while Cristian Lobato and Gerso Fernandez, earning his first start of 2018, entered the lineup as wingers. A national television audience on FS1 was treated to a breathless first half that produced 4 goals from both sides and 18 shot attempts from the rampant hosts. Fernandez created the game's first chance from scratch in the 4th minute, nutmegging Tyrone Mears along the left-end line and pulling the trigger from a tight angle, forcing Loons goalkeeper Bobby Shuttleworth into a reflex save. Lobato teed up Yohan Quazit 4 minutes later, but the Frenchman's near-post effort was smothered by Shuttleworth. Sporting KC's early superiority was rewarded with 9 minutes on the clock, courtesy of Salloi's magisterial strike from distance. A wave of pressure created a Minnesota turnover in Sporting KC's attacking third, allowing Quazit to head the ball into the path of Salloi 25 yards from goal. The forward touched the ball onto his patented right boot and curled a superb effort into the far right corner of the net for his 4th goal of the campaign. The Loons were second best for most of the night but responded positively after falling behind. Christian Ramirez's bending effort roamed off the crossbar before the visitors restored parity in the 12th minute on a venomous 30-yard pile driver from Mears that stunned the Children's Mercy Park crowd. Another significant plot twist unfolded in the 18th minute when Quazit was forced to exit due to injury, paving the way for Kuzain to make his second MLS appearance after debuting for the club just 7 days earlier. Minnesota suffered a hammer blow late in the first half but not before nearly taking the lead on 2 separate occasions. Sporting KC goalkeeper Tim Elliott did wonderfully to thwart Darwin Quintero on a deflected free kick in the 25th minute, sprawling low to his right after the Colombian's low drive was redirected by Seth Sinovic's outstretched foot. Minnesota midfielder Rasmus Schuler lofted a clever diagonal ball to Ramirez 2 minutes later, but his shot from the right side of the box rattled the outside of the post and bounced out of play. Sporting KC were in the ascendancy over the final hour, reclaiming a 1-goal advantage in the 35th minute. Graham Zusi scooted along the right-end line and although his cutback pass was repelled, the ball rolled kindly to Kuzain, who pulled the trigger near the penalty spot. His shot took a slight deflection through traffic and nestled low into the corner of the net to ignite joyous celebrations across the stadium. Kuzain's goal made him the second youngest player to score in an MLS match as 19 years and 262 days. With their tails up, Sporting KC struck again on 38 minutes when Roger Espinoza slipped a delightful through ball to Lobato inside the penalty area. Shuttleworth got a touch on the Spaniards' close-range toe poke, but the ball squirted under the keeper's right arm and trickled over the goal line to give Lobato his second tally of the season. Espinoza, meanwhile, reached an MLS career high with his 6th assist of 2018. Illy almost added a 4th in stunning fashion just before the break, but his 32-yard missile shook the frame of the goal after Shuttleworth was well beaten. A straightforward second half offered its first plot twist on the hour mark. Sinovic suffered an apparent leg injury and was forced to make way for 18-year-old homegrown defender Jalen Lindsey, who earned his MLS and Sporting KC debut. 3 minutes later, proceedings went from bad to worse for Minnesota when Maximiliano, a halftime substitute, received his second yellow card for a bad challenge on Illy and was ejected from the match. Fernandez continued to ask questions of the Minnesota defense, nearly connecting on a low cross from Lobato before seeing his own delivery headed narrowly wide by Iko Pera. The 4th goal would come, however, off the left foot of Rubio with 9 minutes remaining. The Chilean, who had entered the action just 3 minutes earlier, settled a pass from Fernandez and fired low across Shuttleworth to give Sporting KC a 4-1 lead and mark the first time during the Opta-era 2010 present that 2 Sporting KC substitutes scored in the same match. With Sunday's contest in the rear-view mirror, Sporting KC will now prepare for pivotal 2-game road trip that begins Wednesday with a trip to rivals Real Salt Lake in the Lamar Hunt, U.S. Open Cup 4th round. These men enter the tournament as reigning Open Cup champions and will begin their title defense in the round of 32, with kickoff set for 9 p.m. CT at Rio Tinto Stadium in Sandy, Utah. The club will then travel further west for the resumption of the MLS regular season, locking horns with the Portland Timbers at 9:30 p.m. CT Saturday at Providence Park in Portland. 2018 MLS regular season game 14 of 34 Children's Mercy Park, Kansas City, Kansas. Attendance, 20,422. Weather, 77 degrees and sunny. Score 1-2 F Sporting Kansas City, 8-2, 28 points, 3-1. 68, subs not used, Matt Lampson, Wyatt Omsberg, Carter Manley, Colin Martin. Scoring summary, SKC, Daniel Salloi 4, Johan Quazit 2, 9-minute, Tyrone Mears 1, Rasmus Schuler 2, 12 SKC, Kuzain 1 unassisted, 35 SKC, Cristian Lobato 2.